Hey everyone. Today, I've got an epic tale that's going to take you on a roller coaster ride of emotions. So get comfortable, grab your snacks, and let's dive in. I'm Jake, a 25-year-old software engineer. My life was pretty normal until one fateful day when my mom passed away. She had been battling a long-term illness, and it was a really tough time for me and my dad. Before she died, we had this special project. We decided to renovate my childhood bedroom. Mom was really into interior design, and we spent hours picking out the most beautiful wallpaper, custom-made bed frame, and a set of shelves where we placed all my favorite books and mementos. That room became a symbol of our love and the time we spent together. Fast forward a couple of years, and Dad met a woman named Karen. Karen had a daughter, Lily, who was a year younger than me. They got married, and Lily moved into our house. From the start, Lily was a handful. She was used to getting her way, and she had this sense of entitlement that was really off-putting. One day, Lily walked into my room without knocking. She started looking around, touching my stuff, and she said, "Jake, this room is so much nicer than mine. I want it." I was shocked. I told her, "No way, Lily. This room was my mom's project. It has so much meaning to me." But she wouldn't take no for an answer. She went crying to my dad, saying that I was being mean and that she deserved a better room. To my disbelief, Dad came to me and said, "Jake, can't you be a bit more understanding? Lily's new here and she's having a hard time adjusting. Maybe you could swap rooms with her." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I tried to explain to him how important this room was to me, but he just wouldn't listen. In the end, I was forced to move to the basement. The basement was a mess. It was dark, damp, and full of old boxes and junk. But I was determined to make it my own. I started by cleaning it out. I spent weeks hauling boxes to the dump, sweeping and mopping the floor. Then I used my skills as a software engineer to design a layout for the room. I installed some LED lights that I could control with my phone, creating different moods. I built a desk from scratch, using some old wood I found in the backyard, and I set up my computer and gaming console. I also put up some posters of my favorite video game characters and a photo wall of me and my mom. Damn, as I was transforming the basement, Lily was getting more and more jealous. She saw all the work I was doing and how cool my new room was starting to look. She decided to up her game. She convinced Karen to give her a huge budget for a room makeover. She hired an interior designer, bought the most expensive furniture, and had a custom-made closet installed. But no matter how much money she spent, she still couldn't get the attention that my room was getting. My friends started coming over to see my basement. They were amazed at how I had transformed the space. Word spread around the neighborhood, and soon, people were asking if they could take pictures of my room for their social media. This made Lily even more furious. One day, Lily came up with a crazy plan. She knew that there was a wall in her room that separated it from the adjacent room. She thought that if she knocked down that wall, she could create a super large room that would be the envy of everyone. Without doing any research or getting any professional help, she decided to do it herself. She went to the hardware store and bought a sledgehammer. One afternoon, when my dad and Karen were out, she started knocking down the wall. At first, everything seemed to be going okay. Then, she realized that the wall was load-bearing. Before she could do anything, the ceiling started to crack. There was a loud rumbling noise, and the ceiling came crashing down on her. I was in my basement when I heard the noise. I ran upstairs and saw the chaos. Lily was trapped under the rubble, screaming in pain. I immediately called 911. The paramedics arrived quickly and took her to the hospital. She had broken several bones, including her leg and her arm, and she had a serious head injury. My dad and Karen rushed back home. They were devastated. At the hospital, the doctors told us that Lily was going to be okay, but she would need a long time to recover. They also said that she was lucky to be alive. In the meantime, the insurance company got involved. They investigated the incident and found out that Lily had deliberately knocked down the load-bearing wall without any permits. Because of this, they refused to cover the cost of the repairs. The damage to the house was estimated to be around $50,000. My dad was in a really tough spot. He didn't have that kind of money lying around. He had to take out a loan to pay for the repairs. Karen was also really stressed out, taking care of Lily and dealing with all the financial problems. As for me, I was torn. On one hand, I felt bad for Lily. She had made a really stupid mistake, but she was still my stepsister, and I didn't want to see her in pain. On the other hand, I was angry at her for what she had done. She had tried to destroy my happiness, and she had put our whole family in a difficult situation. After a few weeks, Lily was released from the hospital. She was in a wheelchair, and she had a long recovery ahead of her. She was also really quiet and withdrawn. She knew that what she had done was wrong, and she was ashamed of herself. One day, Lily asked to talk to me. We sat down in the living room and she said, "Jake, I'm really sorry for what I did. I was so jealous of you, and I let my emotions get the better of me. I know I can't make up for what I've done, but I just wanted to say that I'm sorry." I looked at her and saw the sincerity in her eyes. I said, "Lily, I accept your apology. What's done is done, and we need to move forward. But you need to learn from this. You can't just take what you want and expect everything to work out." Over the next few months, Lily worked hard on her recovery. She started physical therapy and she was slowly getting better. My dad and Karen were also working hard to pay off the loan and get our lives back on track. I helped out as much as I could, both with Lily's recovery and with the household chores. As for me, I continued to work on my software projects. I also started teaching Lily some basic programming skills. She was really interested, and she turned out to be a quick learner. We started working on a small project together, and it was a great way for us to bond. A year later, the house was finally repaired. Lily was walking again, and she had a new appreciation for life. She decided to go to college and study interior design. She said that she wanted to use her experience to help others create beautiful and safe spaces. I was really proud of her. We had all come a long way since that fateful day. Our family had faced a lot of challenges, but we had also grown closer. And me? Well, I had learned that sometimes the things that seem like the biggest setbacks can actually turn out to be the biggest opportunities for growth. And that's the end of my story, guys. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed telling it.